It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this Wednesday, September 29th. It's National Coffee Day. So I had an extra couple cups this morning. I got up early and started working on the show and decided to help celebrate the day. So I had a couple extra cups. So I'll be wired for sound all day today. One quick announcement to make. My special guest tomorrow will be Stan Sandberg of travelinsurance.com, which includes Generali, who's one of the carriers that I have used numerous times over the years with travel insurance. And we're going to chat about post-COVID travel insurance, the differences, what needs to be covered, what hasn't been covered in the past, the difference in costs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So looking forward to that. I've been trying to get somebody from the insurance industry on forever. So at least I finally found somebody that was willing to sit down and chat. So that'll be tomorrow. It won't be live. It will be because I'm taping the interview early tomorrow morning. It'll be taped on the live program. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Now, in the news for today, Sam fluctuates in strength. The second Carnival ship sails from Long Beach. American Steamboat Company, American Queen Steamboat Company, that is, and Victory Cruise Lines merge. Port of Seattle now requires vaccinations. Turtle hatchlings at Ocean Key. And we're going to look at Norwegian Cruise Line specialty dining packages. This and lots more this morning on Travel and Cruise Industry News. All right. Hurricane Sam. As of 5 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time, which was the last numbers I have, I did not check because I don't think there's going to be much change from 5 to 11. But the center of Sam was located somewhere in the vicinity of 400 miles east of the northern Leeward Islands, moving toward the northwest at 9 miles an hour. This general motion with an increase in forward speed is expected during the next couple of days. A turn toward the north is forecast by Friday. On the forecast track, Sam will pass well to the east of the Leeward Islands through tonight. And I have to stop, folks. This is an unusual occurrence. One of the cats came to visit. They usually don't come in here when the light's on. And this is Charmin. Charmin and Cottonelle are the two COVID kitties. Okay, that's enough. He's gone. That's only about the second time since I've had the cats that they've come in here while I'm broadcasting. So, all right, back to sorry, I had to get sidetracked there. Back to Sam. Data from the latest Air Force hurricane hunters indicate that the maximum sustained winds are around 130 miles an hour. It's still, of course, a Category 4 hurricane. Some fluctuations in intensity are expected during the next couple of days, but it's forecast to remain a major hurricane through the end of the week. So, and at 130 in a Category 4, it's got some room to weaken before it loses the major hurricane status. So I can go all the way to the end of 3 back towards 2 before it changes over. Hurricane force winds are extending out 40 miles now from the center. Tropical storm force winds about 125 miles. So it's grown a little bit more. Minimum central pressure is estimated from reconnaissance aircraft data at 950 millibars. Now, the other two things that we've got to watch, there's been a change in the twin storms that I've been talking about coming off of Africa. The first storm now has weakened considerably, and the strength has gone to the second storm. So the one closest to Africa now is the one that we got to really watch. They're talking about formation in the next 48 hours at 90% and 90% over the next 5 days. So it's going to come across the Atlantic somewhere around 15 miles an hour. But this looks to me like we've got the possibility of this becoming a troublesome storm. The orange X now is weakened considerably. It's got a possibility of kicking up some strength, but they're only talking 50% chance the next 48 hours and 50% chance for the 5 days. So, and then of course up there still hanging out, does kind of due east from the Virginia, North Carolina line is still the remnants of Sam. It's still hanging out there, but it is weakened considerably. They're only talking about 10% chance now. So unlikely that it's going to do any more, but it's still hanging in there. Out in the Pacific, again, I'm not really getting too uptight about this one either. It's a couple 100 miles southwest of Manzanilla, Mexico. Very little change in organization overnight. The low is forecast to move slowly toward the west-northwest, about 5 miles away from the coast. Environmental conditions could allow for some slow development of the system before upper-level winds become less conducive on Friday. They're still only calling for a 20% chance of development today and a 30% chance over the 5-day period. So that's it for the weather today. Of course, we got Sam is not going to do a whole lot of damage. That's it, even though it's still, Cat 4. Looks like it's going to veer off to the north before it gets to Bermuda, so it's going to keep Bermuda from having a whole lot of trouble. Although it could still get quite a bit of rain and wind and surf and stuff in Bermuda. The Leeward Islands and the rest of the Caribbean could, have some storm surge and some surf problems, as we could along the eastern coast of the U.S. So, all right, the second ship has sailed from Long Beach, and that would be the Carnival Miracle. Of course, it started off sailing in Alaska, sailing out of Seattle. The Spirit-class cruise ship has completed the season in Alaska and has moved back down to Long Beach and is the second ship that has sailed from Long Beach. So, whoops, what is that? What did I do here? I was getting an echo on myself. All right, Carnival Liberty is the latest ship with the new paint job. That picture was released yesterday. So the new livery now on a new ship. Of course, Carnival Liberty is still in dry dock. It'll be a while till we see it, but it's coming. Interesting story about the American Queen Steamboat Company. It's announced that it has merged with sister company Victory Cruise Line, and the brands now have a new name, American Queen Voyages. Offering a large variety of cruise itineraries in North America, American Queen Voyages is comprised of the new following brands: American Queen Voyages River, American Queen Voyages Lakes and Ocean, and American Queen Voyages Expedition. Embracing its Mississippi River and paddle boat roots, the newly imagined brand celebrates its growth from operating its singular namesake vessel, the American Queen, to expanding to a 7-vessel fleet with the acquisition of Victory Cruise Lines. Looking ahead, American Queen Voyages will operate 8 vessels by 2023 and plans to deliver experiences throughout America's heartland rivers, the Great Lakes, the Pacific Northwest, as well as Canada, the Eastern Seaboard, Mexico, and the Yucatan Peninsula, as well as expeditions in Alaska. So, we've, over the, months, years that I've been doing this, I've talked about American Steamboat Company maybe a half dozen times with one thing or another. I've never been on one. I'd like to do that. And I noticed that Carol was asking, how's the cruise shopping going? I'm looking. I've got about 20 on my list. I mean, I'm still not ready to go yet, but I'm at least looking now. I'm getting a whole lot closer than I was even a couple of weeks ago. All right, the Port of Seattle is the latest, folks, to require vaccinations. They are now requiring the 2,200 employees to become vaccinated by the 15th of November. The announcement follows similar requirements in federal, state, and local governments nationally and in Washington state. The port said that science shows that the vaccine prevents the spread of COVID significantly, lowers your chance of being hospitalized or dying from COVID. Well, you guys all know how I feel about that. I'm certainly all in favor of it. Now, a special reporter on assignment, Tina Turtle. That's Tina Turtle back there. Tina Turtle has submitted this story for consideration for Chillie's cruises. Ocean Key has welcomed its first loggerhead turtle hatchlings. Thanks to its rich marine ecosystem, an important aspect of MSC's private island located in the Bahamas. The hatchlings have come from at least 6 nests around the island. Ocean Key features 64 square miles of protected waters, previously was an industrial sand excavation site. Since the island opened by the cruise line in 2019, it has progressively transformed into a lush tropical paradise with a rich marine ecosystem. And Tina Turtle says that's pretty cool that the loggerhead turtles are now popping up on Ocean Key. Good that MSC gets some positive news for a change. Man, there's been some people raking them over the coals over that whole Virtuoso thing. And again, folks, I try not to rake them over the coals, but man, I certainly don't like what they did on the Virtuoso. They let their guard down. They started doing away with what they were doing right. And they got their butt in a ringer. And a lot of people got sick. Several people have died. And they're trying to avoid the issue. They're not coming out and saying, okay, we screwed up. Here's what we're going to do to fix it, which is what they should have done. But, all right, NCL Specialty Dining Program. One of our fellow folks in this space, eatsleepcruise.com, posted a complete guide to Norwegian line specialty dining packages to help you decide if one is a good value for you in the rest of 2021 and into 2022. Norwegian is known for its freestyle approach to dining, which means that there's no set dinner times, table arrangements, or main dining room. Instead, the cruise line offers a variety of dining options. While there are several complimentary options, many of the dining venues charge an additional fee beyond your standard cruise fare. Further, the cruise line's pricing has also transitioned to an a la carte at many of these venues. Luckily, Norwegian Cruise Line specialty dining package is a help to you to save money. Now, it's got some rules. The package entitles users to dine at many of the for-fee I lost my place. Okay. The package entitles many of the diners at many of the for-fee restaurants on any Norwegian ship for one set price. The question becomes, is Norwegian Cruise Line specialty dining package a good value? Given that each ship has an array of different restaurants, deciding on whether you should get the package might be ship dependent. What ships have what restaurants, etc. Once you have your cruise book, you'll want to examine the list of specialty restaurants on your ship. Plans range from 2 days to 14 days. The total amount of meals cannot exceed the length of the cruise. In other words, if you're on a 7-day cruise, you can't buy an 8-day specialty dining package, an 8-meal dining package. When purchasing, you should plan the number of meals accordingly, as no refunds will be issued for unused meals. Norwegian Cruise Line specialty dining package is available for purchase on an individual basis. Thus, you cannot transfer meals to other guests. If you wish to pay for someone else's dinner, you have to pay at regular prices. Specialty dining packages do not include beverages. Further, some premium menu items will incur an extra charge, even with the packages. Additional entree charges may also apply. For instance, if you have lobster, I'm sure they're going to upcharge you for that. Additionally, there is no discount pricing for kids' specialty dining packages. The same dining package pricing is applicable to guests ages 2 and older. It was one of the questions I had about this whole thing was, what are they going to do about families or about folks that don't want to go, that they all might not want to go to a specialty package, which comes up to the main question, what's it going to cost? If you get a 2-meal specialty dining package, now keep in mind, folks, they have been promoting this as free for some of the cruises. That seems to be going by the wayside now. Although they're going to be using this in a number of different ways. You might get a better deal. You might get some part of it free. Who knows? But if you're looking at just a 2-meal package at $79, $35.50 for 2 specialty meals, that's still a little to the expensive side. But slide on down there to a 7-meal package. If you're on an 8-day cruise, let's say, you can buy 7 specialty meals for $149. That's $20 a meal. And if you, are tending to go to the more expensive restaurants, that might be right up your alley. So I have not been on a Norwegian ship where I felt the necessity of having a package. The last Norwegian ship I was on, the main dining room, it was still a main dining room then, and it was lovely. They also had the buffet, of course. which I had breakfast most days in the buffet, and I had dinner most nights in the main dining room. And then, I'd go get a burger or something or pizza at the middle of the day. And I was perfectly happy with that. So I'm sure I had sushi. I probably had sushi one night. So I generally do sushi one night on almost every ship. Now let's see, the Norwegian Sun. Yeah, it does not have, if I remember correctly, it did not have a serve sushi on the buffet. You had to go to the sushi restaurant, if I remember correctly. But anyway, so that's the Norwegian dining package. I might tend to at least consider it now, where in the past I wouldn't. But you got to look and see what's free, what's included and what's not, and then you got to make a decision from there. All right, let's go see who's with us today. And if anybody's fussing at me for anything, Carol's with us. How's the cruise planning going? Yeah, I'm working on it. Nikki says good morning to everybody. Charming Charmin. Yes. Emily says, hello, gang. So cute, baby turtles. Sonny's with us. Hi, Sonny. How's things down in Mississippi? Just saw news on my phone that YouTube blocks anti-vax content. I don't have a problem with that. I do have I'm mixed emotions on them blocking content. And yeah, I'm obviously on the opposite side of the fence from anti-vax stuff. I haven't decided 100% if I like that or not, don't like it. Jack's with us down in Conroe, Texas. 71 and cloudy with rain in the forecast. Jason's here. Hot Air Tom probably has the specialty dining package. Unfortunately, all his cruises are canceled. Yeah, isn't that the truth? He's got a bunch canceled. Jack says, my NCL experience was the Cagney Steakhouse, and the buff French were excellent. The others were so-so. I've eaten in Cagney's before and loved it. And I've had sushi on a couple of the Norwegian ships that I've been on. I don't remember, actually, I don't think I've eaten at any other specialty venues. So the next Norwegian ship I go on, I'm definitely going to have to look at all of this and see. Does NCL have something like Guy's Burgers? Yes, they do. They have a burger. Is that the one that's Dive In? I never can remember the burger joints, but yes, it's got a burger setup very similar to Guy's Burgers. NCL has Oceans or the local, depending on the ship. That's Oceans. That's it, which is a lot more than just burgers. But that's where I ate, was at Oceans all the time. I was there on many days at lunch or in the afternoon. Sonny says NC now also has American Diner. Yes, but I haven't been there. That is one of the specialty restaurants now. And I think there's a fee for American Diner on most ships. But again, it's different from ship to ship. And especially with somebody like Norwegian, you got the older ships, the smaller ships, and then you got the new ships and the bigger ships. So it's going to be very transitional for a while. But anyway, I thought this was a nice piece that eatsleepcruise.com wrote. was well worth looking at and sharing parts of it with you this morning. So that's it. Well, I'm heading to therapy again today, folks. My PT therapy. It's going to be hot here today. It's going to be up in the mid 80s again. Unfortunately, my pool's closed. Of course, I wouldn't. If we had enough cold weather in there, the pool would be awful anyway. But heading for therapy today, and then I'll try to get some work done here when I get back. So, you guys all have a terrific day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay out of trouble. If you're new to this channel, we appreciate thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, appreciate you do that. Hit the bell notification. You'll be notified when I go live or when I post a new video. And for all the rest of you guys, thanks for being with me. I always appreciate that. And I will see everybody back here, same time, same place, 11 a.m. Thursday, with a special guest on insurance. We'll be talking about it tomorrow. This is the old fat travel guy. You guys have a terrific day. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.